All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk here on the GSR Gonzo Sports Room Network. Uh, got a big show for you guys tonight. Glad to be back on this Monday night. Uh, Already the 8th of August, man. It seems like this year's just flying by, but had a lot, quite a bit going on in sports over the weekend. I was busy with doing a lot of wrestling, so I had to do a lot of catching up last night on some of the sports stuff. But a lot going on. But I'm Chris Gonzo Gonzalez. Joining me, my partner in crime now, the sports judge, Mr. Jonathan Mathis. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Gonzo? How's everyone doing? I want to thank our viewers out there, man. I'm just sitting here snacking on some ginger snaps by Keebler. Man, these are some delicious ginger snaps. If you haven't tried them, I recommend that you try them. I'm over here, man. I'm gaining weight, and I don't know. I gain weight, I lose weight. I like to munch. I like to munch and eat. And a lot of people say it's because I'm bored, but I'm never really bored because I'm always busy doing podcasting or journalism or something. I think I just like to snack on something. And tonight it's the ginger snaps. And I'm halfway through the bag. I didn't almost devoured just about all of them, Chris. And today was a great day. I had a fun experience today because I got a chance to go to Rams training camp. I know you saw some of the pictures. It was very exciting. Saw some of the players up close and personal.
See
What's up,
Dustin's
Dustin?
comment.
Yeah, he says that I'm un-American. Well, hey, you know what? I'm one of the very few un-American people then because I love ginger snaps.
Well, hey, before we jump into it, how was the Rams training camp? Talk a little bit about your day there at the
Oh,
training camp.
it was wonderful. Took some pictures. As you saw, I posted a picture of myself standing next to the Lombardi trophy. Just a great experience. There was a DJ out there, so the music was on and popping. You could hear the music blaring out of the loudspeaker, which was nice. The cheerleaders were there. Rampage, the mascot, he gave me a high five, came by, greeted some of the fans, and you got a chance to see some of the players close and personal. And Chris, this is the opportunity for a lot of people that can't afford to go to the games. They get a chance to see the players up close and personal, get a chance to see how they work out and prepare for the upcoming season. Matthew Stafford was out there, did play a lot of snaps as expected because he's dealing with an elbow injury. I think um, Jalen Ramsey only played one series and he was done. Aaron Donald, I don't think he even showed up for the training camp today. But most of the players were there. It was nice to actually be out there and to see some of the players, um, up close and personal and everything. Just a wonderful day. It was hot, but then the breeze kind of kicked in. So it felt nice. And this all took place in Irvine. This was on the UC Irvine campus, a school that I've been to several times. I used their newsroom to do some stuff there for journalism way back. But it was a nice scene. A lot of people turned out for this. It was packed. It was crowded. I even took a look in the store for merchandise. And once you get me in those stores, man, I can never leave. I always see something I like. It's the temptations are just there. And you get very tempted to want to buy something. I had to tell myself today, no, I can't buy anything. I gotta discipline myself sometimes. I could have left out of there spending at least over $300 if I wanted to,
Oh
but
no, yeah, it's easy to do that.
yeah, but no, but it was just great to be there to experience that, to see the players, and to get a chance to do something that was very exciting.
Yeah, how close to the field were you allowed to get?
Oh, they had the barricade, so they had security coming back and forth telling you don't lean on the barricade. I know you got to follow rules, but I was so excited and starstruck that I there were several times that I leaned on the barricade. I'll be honest, I didn't follow rules. I was a violator. Okay, I broke some rules today. I was a repeated offender. Oh well, I didn't get arrested. I didn't get hostile. I didn't get belligerent. I didn't go off on people, but I was excited to be there. So I got as close as I could. The players were, kind of out there. You know how football is. They're not as close to the fans like in basketball or baseball.
Yeah.
The field is kind of spread out. But Cooper Kupp, I got some good pictures of Cooper Kupp. He made some nice catches out there. When doesn't he? I mean, he's just an explosive, spectacular wideout. And then, like I said, I got a chance to see Matthew Stafford. So it was very cool. It was a fun day.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like it. I've been doing shows all day. I had a fun weekend. I was I live streamed 2 pro wrestling shows, and if your guys are in pro wrestling fans on here, you guys probably know the Pope, Elijah Burke. He was he headlined both shows. And you had a tag team, the Russell Twins, that wrestled on AEW Dark, and Isaiah Zane that's been on AEW Dark and on NWA. They were all there. Plus, you had all the DCCW guys. It was 2 great shows. I aired them both live tonight on our network. So if you want to go back and watch them, you can find them on our YouTube or our Facebook page at Gonzo Sports Room. But they were great wrestling shows. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll enjoy them. We had a busy weekend doing that.
I'm a Gonzo fan, so I'm going to check it out.
Rams missing the playoffs this year. Green Bay taking the Lombardi back home.
Interesting.
All right, man. Let's jump into some sports. We had
that's my guy right there, though. That's my guy that supports me on my YouTube channel. So I gotta thank him. I gotta thank AMFN.
He likes to eat beans. He likes to eat beans throughout the day. Dustin said this isn't Madden. Packers will not win another ring until Captain Choker is gone.
He's speaking of Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
Be nice, Dustin. Be nice. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron freaking Rodgers. But he is right.
Here lately anyway.
Yeah.
The last two years, I will say he's right. Before that, a lot of the times it was Green Bay's defense that let him down. But the last couple of years, it's been Rodgers hasn't played well.
I believe AMFN is my high school buddy Amir. I believe that's who it is.
We got Jared Ramirez says Green Bay Chokers ain't winning another chip.
I mean, Aaron had numerous of opportunities and blew it. I still can't get over the fact that he didn't run on that what was it, 4th down?
Yeah.
I still can't get over that. Like, bro, you had a wide open field. All you had to do was run for it, and you would have picked up the 1st down. And there's some people that honestly believe that he wouldn't have made it, that he wouldn't have picked up the 1st down. He had more than enough field to make a run for it. That's what I can't get over.
No, I agree with you. He had enough to run in there. But yeah, let's talk a little baseball before we jump right into the NFL. The Dodgers sweep.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Dodgers sweep the Padres. How much stock should people put into this series that happened over the weekend?
Well, a lot, because look, the Padres, they went all out, right? They got the best player, arguably, in baseball. One of the best players in baseball, in Juan Soto. So Juan Soto was supposed to be this guy, and I understand it's just one series, and there's still plenty of games left to be played. I get all of that, but Juan Soto was the guy that, and he still was the guy that was the missing piece, right, for this Padres team. But you can't win a game when one of your best guys is going 1 for 12 in the entire series, and that's Manny Machado. And you heard the comments that he made. He said that I'm effing Manny Machado. Well, effing Manny Machado didn't play like effing Manny Machado. He struggled in the series. He couldn't get any hits. He couldn't drive in any runs. This team struggled against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers still continue to show that they have their number. Because every time the Dodgers play the Padres, they beat them. They beat them. They own them. If you open up a dictionary and you look at the word own, you're going to see a picture of the Dodgers, strangleholding, if that makes sense, the Padres. Like literally choking the hell out of the Padres. Because every time the Padres played the Dodgers, they choke. But there's been a lot of jibber jabber. There's been a lot of players on that team running their mouths, saying what they're gonna do, saying that the pitching, is gonna need a lot of luck, because that's what I believe Juan Soto did say that. You got Manny Machado out here bragging about how much of a great player he is, and he's not doing diddly squat. This Padres team, man, they're in trouble. They're quickly seeing their season slip away. And I think, quite frankly, if they do get in the playoffs, and this is not me being biased, but if they do get in the playoffs, I think their season's done regardless. Because whoever they face, they're gonna lose the series.
Ooh, okay. Well, Judge, we agree on a lot of things, but this one, I don't put very much stock into it.
No,
And I don't, because the Padres, they went for they won the trade deadline. But you're inserting new pieces into your team, and that could take a little bit of time for the guys to get comfortable and for that chemistry to build a little bit. So I think the Padres here in a couple of weeks are going to be better than the Padres of this weekend. Now, am I saying they're going to go on a run and win the World Series? No. But I think by playoff time, as long as they make a wild card spot by playoff time, they'll be a dangerous team to face because of their pitching and their offensive lineup. If they get hot, you're in trouble.
Right. And
that's why I don't put a whole lot of stock into this series, because, and don't get me wrong, I think the Dodgers, my pick to come out of the National League, and it, because I've said it from the beginning, has been the New York Mets. But right now, the Dodgers have looked like the best team, but the Mets getting DeGrom back and the way he's pitching, I think the Mets are going to be a tough out for anybody. So I think the favorites are the Dodgers and the Mets. But with the Padres, with that lineup they have, if they're healthy and they get hot, they could be dangerous because they have some decent pitching. And then they just added a closer. So
yeah, and they're going to get Fernando Tatis Jr. back real soon, too. I think he's rehab right now, I believe.
Yeah, he's getting ready. I heard he was getting ready to be on a couple rehab assignments.
Right. So you would like to see their team at full strength with him back in the lineup and see what they are capable of doing with him in the lineup. But right now, it just doesn't look good for the Padres. And I was just trying to look up a statistic about the Padres, because I was looking at one, and it's a very lopsided statistic, by the way. Just how the Dodgers have won more games than them in recent years every time they take the field, But Dustin could be right. The Padres are building for next year.
Yeah, I think Dustin said the Dodgers are 17-2 versus the Padres over the last 19 games.
That's the stat that I was looking for. Thank you, stat guy. See, that's why I love when you leave your comments in the comment section below, because you always provide us with those stats.
What's up, Coach Dante?
That's why he's stat guy, because he knows what's up. What's up, Coach Dante? Thanks for watching, man. Thanks for chiming in. Want to welcome Jonathan to the Gonzo Sports Room family. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. Yeah. It's awesome. This is awesome. It's a lot of fun.
You'll like his next comment too.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's okay. There's plenty of room on the bandwagon for anyone to become a Dodger fan. You're more than welcome to the Dodger family. Go Blue.
Yeah, that's right. They had a nosedive last year. You're right.
Yeah, they did. Yep. I agree with that. I do think the Braves are more complete. I think the Braves have been together a little bit longer, so they have that chemistry.
Like I said, my team out of I like the Mets out of the National League. I think with the Mets pitching, you get DeGrom back, and you have DeGrom, Scherzer, and Bassett that you can in the 7-game series. I mean, they could be tough to beat.
Have you seen what DeGrom has done in such a
Yes.
short time since he's come back?
Look dominant.
He looks so dominant that it's clear that he's still the best pitcher and is the best pitcher when he's 100% healthy. What's up, Eddie?
What's up, Eddie? Appreciate you joining us. He was on the afternoon show and the sports betting show and stuff earlier. Eddie was too as well.
Oh, nice.
Mets Dustin was saying this earlier. That's been his pick since.
I mean, hey, it could
happen.
The Blue Jays could get hot. They have
got hot recently.
They have got hot recently.
That's another reason why I say you can't put too much in that Dodger series, because look at the Yankees. They've lost like 7 in a row now or something like that.
Watch out for the Cardinals too. The Cardinals ain't a joke.
Yankees just got swept by the Cardinals over the weekend.
They're heating up at the right time, and this is usually when the Cardinals heat up in the second half of the season, and they make that magical run, and they're playing stellar defense. Nolan Arenado's doing his thing at third. Paul Goldschmidt is putting up monster numbers, having an MVP type year. That Cardinals team is looking good. Then you add Jordan Montgomery to the starting rotation. This is a guy who was good in his debut, pitched 5 scoreless innings. I mean, the Cardinals, to me, they're a very
dangerous team.
They're looking scary. They're putting together, and they found that winning formula, and it seems like right now they're unstoppable. And then that rookie in right field, he's having an impressive year too. Lars Nootbaar, whatever his name is. I think I said that correctly. The kid is magnificent out there and right.
Yeah, Blue Jays have been hot since the All-Star break.
Yeah, they have. They've really turned it on. And they really caught on fast to this new guy that took over as the manager. I think they have taken on his personality. They're more aggressive now. They have a different approach to the game, and they're playing great baseball collectively.
My pick before the season started for the World Series was a Subway Series.
You want to see the Mets play the Yankees?
That's what I said. That's what I said at the beginning of the season. So I'm going to stick with it. And the Mets are solid. And the Yankees have been solid all season, but have kind of cooled off here a little bit lately. But like I was telling Frankie on the afternoon show, because he jumped on for a little bit, was I would rather the Yankees. If I was a Yankee fan, which I'm not, but if I was a Yankee fan, we'll make sure everybody hears that correctly. If I would want my team to have the rough patch now, because you want your team peaking at the end of September and the beginning of October.
Exactly.
You don't want to peak too early.
Exactly.
So like I told him, to me, it's not a big deal that they've lost 4 or 5, or lost 5, or I think it's 6 or 7 in a row, because every team has some kind of little slump that they go through a season. Mm-hmm. And the Yankees didn't really have that many during the first half of the season.
Right.
I mean, they were first team to 60 wins. They were hot. They come out of the All-Star break and they've cooled off a little bit.
And that's what usually happens. Usually if you get off to a fast start and you come out the gate swinging, you usually slow down towards the second half of the season, because it's very rare that that's sustainable. You're not going to be able to sustain that type of play, for an entire season. That's just not going to happen. You're going to have some roadblocks. You're going to hit some bumps in the road. That's every team. Every team goes through some type of adversity. It's how they respond and how they bounce back. I wouldn't panic too much if I'm a Yankee fan. The Yankees are still in a good position. They still have one of the best hitters in baseball. They have a slugger in Aaron Judge. You know, the pitching has been brilliant this season. You know, it's just a matter of peaking, like you said, peaking at the right time. And for them, their priority is just getting to the playoffs. They already done enough to get a playoff spot.
Yeah,
The
and I
Yankees
mean,
fine.
and to Dustin's point, if the Blue Jays get hot with them three starters,
Yep.
They could be real dangerous in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
And they've been playing better baseball. They've been playing some of the best baseball out of any team since the All-Star break.
Yep. They have. They really, really have been playing some good baseball. And that's what we expected from the Blue Jays coming into the season. I mean, on paper, this team was built.
And AMF makes a good point here that with the addition of that extra team, now only the number one seed gets that bye. So that's even more important to have that best overall record, so you get that first round bye and don't have to play one of them wild card series. If you get in the wild card series, I mean, anything can happen. We've seen it.
Yep. Well, anything can happen in baseball, period. Even in the best of 7 series,
but it seems like you get in the wild card series or just in playoffs in general.
Right.
I mean, the ball bounces strange ways sometimes.
Yep. It takes that funny bounce. Yep, that's so true.
Interesting fact. Since 2008, the Dodgers have made the playoffs 15 straight years. 10 times they've had the number one seed. Of those 10 times, they have made the National League Championship Series just 3 times.
Yep, because that's who they are. They dominate all summer long. They kick ass during the regular season. And then when it's time to play games that are meaningful, they fold. They disappear. They can't get hits. They can't generate any offense. They can't swing the bats consistently. They can't get on base. If they get on base, if they have traffic on base, they can't knock in the runners. That's something that we've seen year after year after year with the Dodgers, and it frustrates the hell out of me as a Dodger fan. It really does frustrate the hell out of me. Baseball, baseball is hard, and baseball, it can happen. I think that's why I love baseball so much.
Baseball is a game of failure,
right?
It's a game of failure. Think about it. If you get a hit 30% of the time, you're considered a great hitter,
right?
If you bat 300, you're considered pretty much a great hitter. Mm-hmm. That's 30% of the time. What else in life can you do 30% at and be successful?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a game. It's a game of failure.
It really is.
You're going to fail more times than you're going to succeed in baseball.
Yep. Baseball's going to find a way to let you down. That's true. And all it takes is one team to get hot and for momentum to, for them to gain that momentum. And that's it. That's it. And I'm not one of those guys that always believe the big market teams win, because that's not true all the time. A lot of people. I have a buddy of mine, and I'm not gonna mention his name. He says that he doesn't like.
Why not? You ain't gonna call him out.
No, but he says he doesn't like teams that buy talent. But those teams is buying talent. They don't win all the time. Sometimes it's the low budget, small market teams that win the World Series, and we've seen it. So he says he doesn't support teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Padres.
I know people like that.
Yeah, he said they were buyers, and they bought a lot of their talent. And to me, I always say, and
that's
I know
part of it. That's part.
Disagree with me. But
that's part of the business.
There's no such thing as buying talent. There really isn't. Because every team is doing it. And I get his point. He's saying that the low budget, small market teams don't really have a chance to build a team like the Dodgers can, or like the Mets can, or like the Padres can.
Yeah, but that's not the Mets, Dodgers, and Padres' problem that the other owners won't spend money.
Exactly. Either. Exactly. And I tried to explain that to him, but he still doesn't see it. He's like, no,
See, this is
I can't support this team because all they want to do is buy talent. They want to take the easy way out, and it's unfair. Well, you know what? Welcome to life, my friend, because life is very unfair.
see, and this is why I like the Mets. Mets have what Dustin's saying. The Mets have a top ERA, top 5 batting average. Only team in NL can say that. Plus, in a 7-game series, who will beat DeGrom and Scherzer 4 times?
Exactly. And that should be every fan's biggest fear. If their team has to face a very good Mets team. The Mets are tough.
Dad has a good question here. How you feel about this? He said, "Is it the toughest sport?"
Baseball, I think so.
I mean, football's more physical.
Football's more
baseball.
physical.
I think baseball probably, other than maybe golf,
because baseball.
I think golf would be maybe the next closest thing to being as tough as baseball. Just like to be able to even try to be average at it.
Baseball's a numbers game, and it's also a strategy game. So that makes it difficult, you know. And a lot of these players, they focus heavily on the numbers and the analytics that sometimes it makes a team falter because they focus so much on the analytics and the numbers. And they don't focus on the game itself, or taking one game at a time and just trying to win the game. You know, more than anything, the focus is the numbers.
I knew the stat guy was going to come in with this. Baseball is by far the toughest sport, and there's no argument.
It is. It's very tough, and it's very rare that you see a team win back to back.
People don't understand how hard it is to hit a damn baseball that's coming at you 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's.
People watch these guys do it. They think it's easy. And you're just like, no, you got to remember, these guys are getting hit maybe 25 to 30% of their at bats.
And then some of these players, I don't care how good they are, they go into massive slumps, and that affects the player mentally. You know, that affects the player's psyche. You know, so I mean, it's not an easy game at all.
Oh, Bellinger started to heat up a little bit for the Dodgers, hadn't he? Last
yes,
week or so?
He's heating up. He's starting to peak and turn the corner.
He been struggling.
Yeah, he has been struggling.
Him and Muncy.
He's a perfect example of going into a massive slump. I mean, he hasn't been the Cody Bellinger that most people would like to see, you know. But hey, those belly bums are coming on nice suddenly. But I'm with my buddy Amir. I know who it is. It's Amir. He's right. Mookie, Trey, and Freddie is the best 1, 2, 3 in the league.
Okay, so his name's Amir?
Amir, that's my buddy from high school.
Okay, that way when I read one of his things, I won't say AMF. I'll say Amir.
Yeah.
Now I know who it is.
Yeah, because he's a Dodgers fan.
Well, Amir, I appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in tonight and checking the show out.
Oh yeah, awesome support. Thanks, my friend. I really appreciate you. We go way back. We went to high school together.
And then while we're talking baseball, I got another question for you. I asked this on the afternoon show, but I want to get your thoughts on it because, for one, you're out in LA. But is the media and everybody crowning Ohtani as an all-time great too soon? I was watching this show and they said, coming up next, we're going to show you all-time great Ohtani. And I'm thinking, oh, no. You can't say he's an all-time great yet. I honestly thought this was a second year in Major League Baseball. Right. Well, and then I looked, I was like, no, he's been in the league for 5 years.
Yeah, he has.
It's like, people, out of 5 years, he's had 1.5 good seasons, because this season isn't over yet. No, you can't call him all-time great yet.
You can't. It's too early.
Even though we haven't seen nothing like him since Babe Ruth to be able to pitch and hit like that.
Right.
But still, I don't think he's done it sustained long enough where you can already say he's automatically all-time great. It just, to me, at least, not yet.
Chris, we're so fast to crown the next guy, right? We're so fast to, label the next guy. We're looking for the next guy. I mean, that's gonna always be. And we like to compare players to other players. Like he is often compared to Babe Ruth. Just like you hear Juan Soto is often compared to Ted Williams. People often compare LeBron to Michael Jordan. You're gonna hear this. That's how it is in sports. We're always trying to find the next guy. Now, does Shohei Ohtani has the potential to be the next guy? Absolutely. We're seeing some of the stuff that we've never seen in baseball before. This guy is doing things that we haven't seen in ages. And I'm not going to sit here and deny the fact that he is a special talent, because he is. He has exceeded the otherworldly. He has exceeded expectations. He has gone beyond those expectations. And I always say he is the best two-way player in baseball. I mean, it's no denying that. But I will say this, and this is not all his fault. We have to see this guy on the biggest stage before we can say that. We have to see what this guy can do in the playoffs. We already know what he could do in the regular season. That's well documented. But we got to see what he can do in the postseason. And he deserves to go to another team where he can contend so we can see this guy in the postseason. Because I think we as fans are thirsty to see this guy play October baseball. That's what we want to see. We want to see Shohei Ohtani. We want him to show up in October and put on the biggest show.
See, Dustin says that he is an all-time great.
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, he's well on his way to being an all-time great.
I mean, he did. I know he had the Tommy John. So yeah, this first couple.
Really, the best two-way player in the game today.
Last year was really the first year he really got to play where he was healthy, and
right.
He played great, and he's playing good this year. So I think he's really on his way to be an all-time great. To me, I think it's a little premature.
But he won't be an all-time great with the Angels. It's going to be somewhere else.
You never know.
And where we can see him in October. We deserve to see this guy play in October. Then we could evaluate him a bit more. Then we can, pass judgment on him if we see him play when the games.
You never know. The Angels might throw a bunch of money at him and keep him there because he sells tickets.
He sells tickets, but what are they doing to build around him?
Yeah,
so he can.
I understand. No, I understand your point, but I don't think the Angels care about. I don't know if the Angels care about that.
No, as long as they can put butts in seats, and that's something he can do. And you gotta remember too, here in Southern California, we have a large Asian population, and a lot of people here admire him. They look up to him, so they come out to the ballpark and they watch him play. But how can you not love this guy? This guy is simply breathtaking. I mean, he has mastered not only the art of hitting, but mastered the art of pitching. It's clear as day that he is the best pitcher on the Angels because everyone else is just lousy and terrible.
I've heard this as well. I've heard this report that after next season he's going back to going to play in Japan.
And a lot of the Japanese players do that. I remember Kenji. What was it? If I'm getting his name correct, he went back. He was a longtime catcher for Seattle. Played with Ichiro back in the day. You might remember his name. I think it was Kenji Jojima or something like that. He was the catcher. He was behind the plate. He went back to Japan. He ended up leaving, going back to Japan, I don't know if he's retired or what happened, but he did go back to Japan to finish out his baseball career. The other dude on the Yankees did the same thing.
Yahara.
Yes.
You
He went back
heard
to
and
Jojima. Yep. And what's the name went back from the Yankees? The one that loved to pitch in October, who had excellent numbers in the postseason. Matthew, what was his name? Yankees pitcher, the Japanese dude.
I can't think of his name.
Masahiro Tanaka. He went back to Japan.
Deki Matsui.
Matsui went back to Japan too. I thought he retired with not with the Yankees, but I thought he went to another team after the Yankees and then just decided to retire.
He said like all right, you want to talk a little bit of football?
Let's do it because we're getting closer and closer. It's almost, it's almost that time again. Pretty much I'm gonna be putting up a sign on my door saying "Do not disturb."
Lamar Jackson. You think he's going to get a deal done, or you think they're going to franchise tag him? He said that he's putting a time limit. If it ain't done by then, that he's not talking about it till after the season. And he talked like he's going to play. So I think there's a good chance that he gets franchise tagged this year. And Baltimore could be making a big mistake because if you franchise tag him and then he has a great season, you just cost yourself even some more money.
Yeah.
That's the risk he was wanting before the season.
That's the risk you take, though. And if he's chill about it, as he seems to be, and he's saying he's gonna play regardless, then why not franchise tag him and just take that risk? Because what if he does have a horrible season?
If you're the Ravens, I think you want to get it done before the season, because if he does have a great season, you're in trouble. I mean, you're paying him a lot more money.
Yeah, you definitely are, and then like we was talking about last week, the market continues to reset itself for quarterbacks. And, the market continues to go up for these quarterbacks. But, I mean, Jackson has shown no urgency to negotiate with the general manager ahead of the season. So, I think they franchise tag him, and, I mean, he seems committed to Baltimore, and, I mean, he looks like it hasn't been confirmed, but it seems to me that he's going to be arriving to training camp. So I don't know. I think you franchise tag him. You go from there.
Yeah. The interview we talked. He's going to play. I agree with this. I wouldn't pay him $200 million either, Dustin. I think he's going to get it, but I wouldn't do it.
He's going to get it. He's going to get it because he's the next big name quarterback on the market.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. If I was a GM, I wouldn't do it. I just don't think it's a smart move.
Right. I mean, to me, it's certainly not ideal that Jackson isn't yet locked up, but, he could be. And I don't think the Ravens are in a rush to get a deal done for him if he's not in a rush. I could see if he was like being very demanding and asking for a contract to get done as soon as possible. But I think now the Ravens can kind of sit back a little bit and, see how it all plays out before they give him a lot of money.
I'd like to know how far off they are from it being a deal. You know what I mean? Like, is it over $3 million or is it like 10? You know what I mean? It'd be nice to know. And Dustin, that's exactly why I wouldn't give him the money, because his style of play, I don't think he'll last 10 years. I just don't. I hate to say that, but
this guy's a dual threat quarterback who likes to do it all. He puts his body on the line.
And Amir has a good point. They don't have a backup plan.
Right. And he absorbs a lot of hits as well. I don't know how much longer he can hold up, but I do know that, the organization and Jackson himself, want to continue this marriage. It's just how long and how committed are you to him? That's the question that remains to be seen. And like Amir said, they don't have a backup plan. They really don't. But I do think if he has a terrible year, and if the Ravens have a terrible year as a whole, I do think John Harbaugh is out of a job.
You think Harbaugh's out of a job?
Yeah.
I don't see. I mentioned that, but then after hearing everybody and talking, most people don't think he is.
He's been there too long. He's been there too long.
Either pay him or tell your fan you're going to rebuild. Tyler Huntley is a better fit for the Baltimore offense.
You know what's the question though? How much can the Ravens, not the Ravens, but Jackson command on a new deal since the market continues to go up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's going to. I mean, Watson got what, 230 million?
Yep. But the Ravens are ready to talk, but he's slow to engage in talks,
Well, yeah. Well, you have to remember too.
A large part of that too is because he mostly represents himself.
Yeah, he don't have an agent or nothing.
Right. So that could be as well.
Yeah, that could definitely be it.
Right.
What do you think about the Ravens? They signed Tucker to a 4-year extension.
Kyle Tucker, kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you know what? That's a good signing. Kickers are hard to come by nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So if you got a good kicker, you hold on to him.
He's right there as being the best in the game right now.
Yeah, if you have one that you can trust in and one who's the most accurate, you keep him. And you're right, he's been one of the most accurate kickers in the NFL. So that's not much of a surprise. That's a great deal.
Jay Ness made a question asked a question in the group chat earlier if Tucker was the best kicker ever. I think he has had a great career and you could put him up there, but I think Adam Vinatieri is the best kicker ever. Because to me, Vinatieri had 2 Hall of Fame careers. If you look at his career with the Patriots, and then he left the Patriots and went to the Colts and had another Hall of Fame career. So, I mean, to me, Adam Vinatieri is the best kicker ever.
Adam Vinatieri is.
But Justin Tucker's a hell of a kicker. I'm not taking nothing away from him.
Right. Oh, no.
No, I agree, Amir. He's the best kicker in the game right now. He's the best kicker in the game right now. Yes, I agree with that. Dustin said 185 max for Jackson. He isn't even a top 5 AFC quarterback.
To me, he's not even a top 10 quarterback. To me, he's not.
Said he's top 10.
There's a lot of people that would disagree with me because a lot of people feel he's a top 10 quarterback. I just haven't seen enough to say that
disagree with you.
Quarterback.
I didn't have him in my top 10.
He's not in my top 10 at all. And people say I'm crazy for saying that, but he's not in my top 10. His numbers have gone down each year, it seems. Like he has declined. And this is a guy who was ahead of his time when he first came into the league. He emerged into this cornerstone quarterback that everyone was hyping up when he first came into the league because he had an incredible rookie season. Yeah, I would have there too. Robbie Gould is definitely up there.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably goals up there.
he had a long career with the Bears, and yeah, he did his thing as well. I see Frankie has chimed in. What's up? Put respect on the Yankees' name. We not done. F Seattle.
Wonder did they lose to Seattle tonight? I think they're playing right now, actually.
Oh, so yeah, that's right. He did mention to me last week that they were heading on a West Coast trip.
Yeah, Yankees are playing Seattle tonight. It was the last game to start. It started at 10 something, so it's probably on. I've been watching Little League baseball, dude. I love the Little League baseball.
Oh, I love to watch the kiddos play too. That's so much
We
fun.
had a team from Indiana that's in the regionals.
Oh, do
And,
you? Did they win
they
it?
were on TV. They were on TV tonight at 7 o'clock on ESPN. I was watching it, but they were up 3-0, and then it started raining, and it got postponed.
Oh,
But I'm hoping they can make it to the Little League World Series. That'd be pretty cool.
I know them little kids probably were in the dugout singing songs like we used
It's
to
a
sing.
town. It's probably about 45 minutes
Okay.
from where I live.
I know them little kids were probably in the dugout singing the songs we used to sing when we couldn't go outside.
I umpired.
Go away. Won't you? No. How did I forgot the words? Oh my
god! I umpired for over 20 years. I umpired Little League baseball.
Okay, so you have a connection to it. I just love to watch sports, and the little kids to me they're so exciting because they have a different passion for the game.
And like one of the regionals, they have two of the regionals about an hour from where I live, and they have the Midwest and the Great Lakes regionals. Little League does, and them games are on ESPN. Me and my son and a buddy of mine, about 4 or 5 years ago. We went down there and watched some of the. Went down there and watched 3 or 4 of the regional games there in Indianapolis, and it looked like you were at a miniature Major League Baseball diamond and had all the TV cameras everywhere and stuff. It's pretty awesome.
That's cool. We had Huntington Beach in it a few years ago in regional. I believe
didn't cost nothing to get in or anything.
That's cool. Yeah, I love them little kids.
Yeah, nothing to get in. You could just go in and sit down. They had concessions and stuff.
That's cool. Amir says Jesse Winker is his guy. I know that used to be your guy too, Chris, when he played with the Cincinnati Reds.
I was a big Winker guy.
I have to ask Amir though, why is Jesse Winker his guy? Is it because he tried to beat up the Angel players? Because I know how much Amir doesn't like the Angels.
Well, see, that's from one of the Little League regionals that year we went.
Oh, okay.
Bought me a hat.
We had a local team in there a few years ago.
You know I'm a hat guy.
I know you are. We had a local team too. I think we had Huntington Beach in there.
Yeah, I think they were last year.
Yeah, Huntington Beach.
I remember watching them play a game.
Yeah, Huntington Beach is not far from here at all.
I usually watch all the California teams in the regionals. So I watch it all, dude. I watch Little League World Series. Yeah. I love it.
We got a lot of California teams that get into the regionals.
Yeah, I've been watching it all day today. They had it on ESPN all day. That's what I've had it on. And the game I wanted to see got postponed because of weather. But hey, that happens sometimes.
That happens, yep. I'm so pumped up for next year. The World Baseball Classic's coming back. That's gonna be exciting.
Frankie said it's 6-2 top of the 5th.
Who's winning? The Yankees?
Yankees are up 7-2.
They better win. They gotta win. They can't keep losing.
Hey, I'll give you guys a quick score update. Giants are up 1-0 over the Padres in the 7th inning. Angels are up 1-0 over the Athletics in the bottom of the 9th. The Diamondbacks are up 1-0 over the Pirates in the 8th inning. The Yankees are up 7-2 over Seattle in the 5th inning. And that's all the Major League Baseball games that are still in play tonight.
Wow, Padres are losing again?
Yes, they're down 1-0 in the top of the 7th.
To the substandard Giants. Wow.
But
Interesting.
before we get out of here, there's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. We hadn't talked about him in a while because he was getting talked about so much there for a while, so I backed off of talking about him. What'd you think of Kevin Durant's comments today? About basically telling Brooklyn it was either he had to go or Nash had to go.
You
And
know, he got a lot of damn nerve.
did he want the GM gone too?
He got a lot of damn nerve. For a guy who said they don't need a coach, that was him that said that, right? That they don't need a coach. Who the hell is he to tell those who write his check who to fire and who to keep, who not to keep, all this stuff? You know, KD likes to keep drama going. I noticed that about him. He likes to keep drama going. And he cries over some of the pettiest stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous. Just go out there and play basketball, honor your contract. You agreed to a 4-year extension. Now suck it up and play. And man up, toughen up, and just play the damn game of basketball and shut up. I'm tired of hearing him. And, I know I'm going on a little rant here, but I'm getting tired of Kevin Durant. I'm getting tired of hearing his name in the news. I'm tired of him being a headline. I'm tired of him, making it all about him. It's not about you, bro. It's about the team, And last year was just an epic failure. The team that looked good on paper, that was supposed to dominate the NBA, looked like a clown show. It was an utter mess out there. Kyrie Irving missed a number of games because of his vaccination status. You couldn't really fully evaluate the team because they couldn't come together as a team and they couldn't play a collective brand of basketball. And then you got KD whining and pouting and saying all these things and giving the ownership an ultimatum? Really? Who the hell are you, KD?
Yeah, he just keeps making himself look worse. And it sucks because he on the court, you can't deny it. On the court, he's a hell of a fucking basketball player.
One of the best.
One of the best scorers, especially the way he's built. We've never seen nothing like him. But with that being said, he brings drama, and the one knock on him that I really think is the biggest knock is he's not a damn leader.
He's not a leader, not at all.
He has to be on a team that already has an established guy that's a leader. Like when he went to Golden State, he didn't have to be a leader. He could just play ball. And that's what Kevin Durant's a hooper. He just wants to play ball. But he can't be the lead guy on a team. He's not a natural leader like that. And I think that's what the Nets were missing last year. I don't think it was everybody wants to blame it on Nash. Nash didn't do a bad job with all the shit that was going on. He didn't do a bad job. All the injuries they had. Hell, he got his legs took out from under him right at the beginning because of Kyrie and KD saying they didn't need a coach.
Right, but
he was still able to mix rotations, handled Irving not being there. You know what I mean? And got to the playoffs. So it wouldn't. To me, it's more on KD and Kyrie than it is Nash.
Yeah, but Nash has a keen understanding for the game of basketball. Let's understand that this was one of the best point guards to ever play the game of basketball. So
that's what I'm saying. I thought Nash done a pretty good job, but you hear everybody trying to blame this all on Nash because he ain't a good head coach. Well, if you really look at it, he done a pretty good job.
You can still be a great guru, but can you be a teacher of the game for your students? Can you do enough to pull the team together? Can you do enough to motivate your players? Can you do enough to not let those guys run all over you? And I think that's where Nash messed up. I think he kind of lost the locker room. I think those guys don't really listen to him. I think those guys don't have that respect for him, that mutual respect. And I say this with respect, and I say this politely because I feel like Nash didn't really set those expectations. when he came in and when he got the job as a head coach. Now you can understand how to game plan and execute and help your team execute plays and design plays for your team. He's good at that. But I'm not sure if he's that leader, that guy that can get that respect from his players. And I just don't think, because it was so much chaos on that team. You know what I'm saying? And there was just a lot of confusion in the locker room. You saw that. I mean, it was quite telling when we saw this team play. It was just too much individual play. The team didn't prioritize team play. They didn't play as a team. Everyone wanted to be the star on the team. Everyone expected Kevin Durant to do everything, to carry the load, to carry that heavy burden on his shoulder. All they wanted to do some nights was just give the ball to him and let him shoot it. I mean, how are you going to win games like that?
Yeah, they didn't run enough offensive sets. Amir, yeah, you're right. We've seen players get coaches fired, but for a player to basically demand a coach and a GM, I don't know. Has that happened before? You know what I mean? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
It's just wild to me. Hey, I want you to fire both them, or I want to be gone.
That's right. Magic Johnson got a coach fired, and then that's how they ended up with Pat Riley.
Dustin said that Nash deserves more credit than anyone gives him. I agree. For getting that team in the playoffs with all the injuries and all
that
the
was
shit,
a miracle that the team got
all
to
the
the
shit
playoffs.
he had to deal with. Well, that's why I don't like when people try to use Nash as a scapegoat. That he's the problem. I don't think he was.
Well, you know me. I use everybody.
You might be able to blame a little bit of it on him, but he wasn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem was Katie and Kyrie didn't respect them, so that it makes it harder for, you know what I mean. If your stars aren't bought in, your legs are cut out from under you to begin with.
Yeah, but you know me, I use everybody as a scapegoat. If something go wrong, everyone's getting the blame. I'm pointing the finger at everybody. You know how I am. I did that with the Lakers, man. I point the finger at LeBron. I pointed at AD. I pointed at Russell Westbrook, at Jeannie Buss. It starts from the top to the bottom, from upper management to lower management to coaching to the players, hell, to even the fans for blowing some things out of proportion. Them too. And for being delusional. So everyone gets a fair share of the pie, and they take the blame.
At least I'll give it to everybody. I don't give a shit. Everybody can have some of it. Yeah, dude. This is the first. I couldn't believe it. Actually, we were doing the afternoon show, and Dustin broke the news about it and told us about it. He said breaking news in the NBA and told us. I'm thinking, dude, you really have that kind of nerve to say that I want them to lose their jobs. I mean, it's just wild to me, man. And it sucks because
Kevin Durant, man.
It just sucks, man, because he has all kinds of fucking talent, but just some of the stuff he does off the court just don't make no fucking sense.
But those are the ones that have the talent, the ones that behave like divas. Those are the ones that have all the talent in the world. You know?
Yep. What'd you think about Kareem Hunt demanding a trade from Cleveland? Cleveland said they're going to decline it.
Him too. Didn't he just get paid 2 years ago as a restricted free agent? And now he could become a free agent, I believe, at the end of the year. I don't know. If I'm Cleveland, I might let this dude walk because I already got Nick Chubb.
Yeah, but you might have to with Brissett as your quarterback, you might be running that ball a lot more than you did last year. So you might need Hunt so you don't run Chubb into the ground.
That is true. That's a good point, actually.
I think they should keep Hunt.
But would
At
you
least at least for this season,
deal?
because like I'm saying, because if Chubb goes down, then you're screwed.
Yeah, you screwed. You don't have a running game. That's true. That's a good point. You made a good point there. That's very true.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Maybe you sign him to a short-term deal, maybe.
But they said they said they weren't going to trade him. I just wouldn't trade him and then worry about it in the offseason.
Oh yeah, don't trade him. No.
Yeah, he's wanting them to trade him. He demanded a trade.
No, don't trade him. If he's still under contract and you still have team control, no, hell no, don't trade him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you can't use them anymore. Use them till you can't use them anymore. No, I don't agree with trading him because, like you said, you're gonna need your two-headed monsters, especially being without Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that's true. Giants are up 1-0 in the 7th inning over the Padres.
I'm gonna be busting up laughing if the Padres lose to the Giants. I'm gonna bust up laughing.
Well,
and that game's in San Diego too, right? It's on their home field.
Yes,
it's at Petco Park, and they're losing at home.
How far is that from you?
Petco Park. San Diego's about an hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours with traffic.
Okay, not too bad then.
Yeah. Oh no, I push down the freeway, so I get there in an hour and 30.
One of these days, I'm gonna make it out there to go to some baseball games.
You should. Honestly,
that's my goal. My goal is to go to every.
Yeah,
I want to go to every ballpark.
Honestly, I've been to San Diego like so many damn times. Of course,
I've never been there.
I live in California, so I've been to San Diego. But where I've never been is to Petco Park. I've never been there, and I hear nice things about it. It's one of the best.
That might tie up the game. Gonna be a play at the plate.
And
I want to see a replay.
Is it on TV or what?
Huh?
Is it on TV? It's nationally televised?
It's on the MLB network.
Oh, okay. I haven't even watched sports tonight. After I came home.
They called him safe. So right now the game's tied 1-1. He done a Pete Rose slide in the home plate.
No, after I came home, I didn't watch any sports. I honestly started watching movies. Like I was watching Rookie of the Year earlier. We watched that.
He went from first to home, but it's close.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, look, I agree with Dustin.
Ooh.
Dustin says that Petco Park is a top 5 ballpark in terms of view and atmosphere. And I could just see that from TV. Having not been, I could just see that from TV. Because that where that stadium sits, it's in the middle of downtown San Diego. So you get the nice panoramic view of the ocean. Like you can see the ocean behind it, and you can see that creepy bridge that I hate to go over. I can't stand that bridge. That bridge just scares the living, excuse my language, the living shit out of me. I can't stand that bridge. But you get the view of that, and then outside of Petco Park where I've been, there's a lot of nice eating spots out there. You could pig out on food. There's some bars out there. There's pubs where you can get beer. And
Amir says after Dodger Stadium, the San Francisco is the nicest stadium.
Oh yeah, San Francisco AT&T Park. Well, it used to be called. It's called Oracle Park now. But yeah, that's a nice one too. I hear as well. That's the only MLB ballpark where you can watch a game for free.
See, my favorite
walk alongside.
My favorite ballpark I've been to is Baltimore. They reversed it and called them out.
Camden Yards. Camden Yards.
Yeah.
Camden Yards in
Baltimore. That place is nice.
Hey, there's been a lot of history made.
And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Cincinnati fan. But I love Great American Ballpark as well. It's a real nice place to go watch a game. But I did Camden Yards. I've been there. I've been to the Washington Nationals Stadium. I've been to the White Sox.
There's been a lot of history made in that one too.
Yeah, I've been to Detroit.
You've been to Detroit. I remember you telling me. That's where Cal Ripken Jr. got his Iron Man streak. I remember that. I was 10 years old. I turned 10 years old that day. That day that he set that record, that Cal Ripken Jr. set that record, I turned 10 years old that day. September 6, 1995, excuse me.
Got the Field of Dreams game coming up here.
Yes, I am so excited. And we'll definitely talk about that more on Wednesday. Because that game's Thursday, right? And I saw the jerseys today because they unveiled the jerseys.
Yeah, I shared the Reds stuff. The old school shit looks cool.
I like it. The old school stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm digging them.
Yep. Yeah, I figure we'll talk.
Hopefully, we get another epic walk off.
We'll talk about that on Wednesday, and we'll also talk about Wrigley and Wrigleyville are so funny. I want to go there. I haven't made it there yet.
Oh, I would like to go to Chicago too to see Wrigley Field. That'd be cool. I would like to sit in the bleachers on top of one of those structures. You know,
Dustin said I'll make a sign for you guys Thursday. I'll be there Thursday night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been to Nats. I haven't been to the Phillies though.
How is Citizens Bank Park? That looked like a nice one. That looked like a nice place to go watch a baseball game.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I haven't really been the one I really didn't care for as much as the other ones was the Chicago White Sox. That new stadium. I don't know. It didn't impress me.
Is it haunted? It has evil spirits or what? Is it creepy?
I don't know. It just didn't have like the view and the atmosphere of some of the other ballparks I've been to. It was just
it
wasn't like it was bad. It was just, to me, it didn't rate up there like it's one of the top ones.
But isn't where that stadium located? Isn't the south side of Chicago the bad part?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay, because I hear the south side is pretty rough. That's what I hear. I don't know.
My sister lives there, but I don't. They're White Sox. Her husband's a big White Sox fan.
Oh,
yeah. I don't go up there too much.
They're gonna have to fire Tony La Russa before they get it any better. Because it's been a nightmare season for him and the White Sox, and they've been dealing with so many injuries.
Well, Judge.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. The fans are ruthless in Philly. Yeah. Yeah, you got ruthless fans in every fan base, but I think if there's one fan base that's the worst out of them all, it's probably Philly. But Philly fans are the last people to want to hear
that. Yeah. Did you have anything that you wanted to talk about? I didn't know if you had anything wrote down for tonight or anything.
This was a great show. I had a great time tonight. I want to thank all our viewers, Amir, Dustin, everybody who tuned in. If I'm missing your name, I apologize, but you guys know who you are. And I want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your night to listen to us. Me and Gonzo, we try to bring the best sports talk on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. And it has been a pleasure since we started this show. And we look to continue on with this for a very, very long time. And we will do our best to bring you guys the best sports content out there.
Yeah. Well, since we've done our official first show on Friday, we've had already 2 or 3 people calling about wanting to come on the show with us. So we'll be having some guests sometimes as well. So it's gonna be a fun ride. I love that everybody was I love all the people in the comments. Like we said Friday, we want this to be a fan friendly, fan interactive show. Once I get everything set up, we plan on having a phone line where people can call in as well. Yeah, I mean, if there's certain stuff you want to hear, you want us to talk about, send a message to the Gonzo Sports Room Facebook or my Facebook, Jonathan's Facebook, the Sports Judge page, however you want to do it. If there's something you want to hear us talk about, let us know, and we'll make sure we incorporate some of that stuff into the show. But no, I had a great time like always. Got a lot of baseball going on. NFL, we're preseason's officially getting ready to start with all full preseason schedule, but we got 5 weeks for regular season, so football season's creeping up on us. You got anything else, Jonathan?
Yeah, football season is here, baby. I'm so ready for this season to come. It's gonna be a lot of action this season in football. The AFC West is stacked. The NFC South is unpredictable at the moment, even though I think Tampa's gonna end up winning that division, but you can't count the Saints either because they got a pretty good defense, especially their secondary. Yeah, we'll be talking about football in 5 more weeks on this show.
And on Wednesday and we can do it some Friday night. We talk some college football as well.
Oh yeah, let's get right into that
because college football is getting ready to start. So
let's talk some USC. Let's talk about what Lincoln Riley is going to bring to the USC program. Fight on, baby. Fight on.
But I want to thank everybody for joining us. We will see you guys Wednesday night. Oh, wait, real quick. If you're a pro wrestling fan, check out my wrestling shows that I aired earlier tonight. I guarantee you'll love them. The Pope Elijah Burke, former WWE superstar, was on there. On the second one, he actually wrestles twice, wrestles 2 matches on the card. Also, don't forget Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, Gonzo and the Judge will be live again. Also, I'll be on the lookout on the social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm getting our podcast stuff set up, and you'll also be able to get Gonzo and the Judge in podcast form as well. I hope to have that set up. If it's not tomorrow, it should be set up by Tuesday. I was gone all weekend, so I'm kind of playing a little catch up on everything. But so we'll have it in podcast form here real soon as well. But we appreciate all of the support, and we will see you guys Wednesday at 11.
And don't forget, and before we hop off, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Sports Judge YouTube channel. Don't forget to do that. And don't forget to like the Sports Judge fan page on Facebook.
Same thing with the Gonzo Sports Room. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, like and follow on Facebook. Leave a review on our Facebook page. We greatly appreciate that. It helps new people see our page. Like, share, tell a friend about us. We're just some guys that like to talk sports, and I guarantee if you watch, you're gonna have a good time. We like all the activity in the chat room. We will see you guys Wednesday night at 11 with another episode of Gonzo and the Judge. Be safe.
Have a good night.